This is video number 3 in the event photography workflow video series. So the first video, if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's here. Check that out. That's a summary of this thing, and it's going to give you an example of the event that we shot. Video number 2, you can see here, and that basically goes into the preparation. What do you do before you leave your house, labeling your equipment, yada, yada, yada. This one's going to be, hey, we're at the event, we're about to shoot, what are we doing now? So, there's different scenarios in doing this, all right? The scenario that we're going off of was, I needed a second shooter. So my stepson went, he's a photographer too, he's an amateur photographer as well. He used a rented camera body, and at first a rented lens, but we switched to one of my other lenses because we liked it better. So, but besides that, we had 2 bodies going, okay? This one I have labeled as C1, okay? Even in the camera settings, I have a comment added to, well, it's not a comment, it's an ID, basically a camera ID. I have it adding C1. And when I ingest the photos, I have C1 be part of both the meta tags and as well as the file name. That's later. So we're both shooting. Of course, the 16 gig SanDisk cards on this camera body at 14 bit RAWs, we're getting about 586 photos. So I'm shooting, he's shooting, we're both shooting a bunch. We notice we're down to about 100 on card number 1. Of course, these bodies have 2 cards. I have them set up to roll over. All right, so I don't care about having them mirrored. The chances of a card going bad or having problems is very, very rare, and it's fine. Roll them over just in case. I don't want it to run out. But when we noticed, we kept a close eye on how many photos we had left. When we get down to about 100, we try to find a stopping point. Maybe there's a break in between and we have a few minutes. One of us, it would probably be me, because I'm kind of crazy about making sure that these photos get on there because it's kind of my responsibility. I would take the card. I would say, hey, Tyler, or I would do it myself. I would say, all right, I'm going to take this card out, boom, and I'm going to pop this card in number 1. You don't have to do that, but when I do that, I'll get my handy dandy ThinkTank SD Pixel Pocket Rocket SD card manager. You can check out that video here. And I would take another card and I would pop it in to slot 2. And then I would format both cards. Even though I know that the card I switched over up into the top was formatted, if I think it was formatted, and as well as the one I pull out of this Pocket Rocket here, I still format. I don't care, because I ran into it once during this event where there was photos still on a card, and I'm like, oh man, did I ingest those? I think I did, I didn't, I don't want to risk it, so I had to take it out. It was kind of a pain. So I format right away, and I have him format right away, and we keep shooting. Boom, 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 boom. So, and if we're out there and we're shooting and we're not near the computer, what I would do is, if I can get this card out real quick, is when I took the card out and I put it, set that down. When I put it back in here, I will flip it over. So instead of it being like that, I'd flip it over. And that to me is telling me, hey, there's still data on that card, there's pictures, don't delete anything, don't put it back in the camera. It needs to go in the computer. So then when I get a few seconds, I'll run over the computer, take this card out, okay, I'll pop it in the laptop here, and you'll see it automatically pops up the PhotoMechanic ingest dialog window. And since this is my first time doing it right now, I'm gonna hit IPTC stationary pad, and I'm gonna load up the Eukanuba metadata event stuff that I had set up. That's the only time I got to do it this time out in this event. So then I just double check things. In this scenario, I have all the photos going to the primary ingest folder on location, this external hard drive. So everything is just going to be ingested there, and then a secondary backup to a folder that I have on my desktop here. This is a temporary thing. It's not what I normally do, but this is just for showing you here. Typically, I'd have another hard drive plugged in at the same time, and I'd be uploading to that. So I make sure that that's there. I can even double check going here and say, yep, this is the Eukanuba event in Orlando. It's going to put all the stuff here. And you can see as well, it's putting the camera ID. So in PhotoMechanic, the ID variable equals that comment variable that's on the camera, that's C1. So it's going to be inputted there. I use variables for the description and the caption here. Basically, it takes the event, which is right here, this event, takes that and puts it at the beginning of the description, and then the location, Orange County Convention Center, and then the city, whatever city it is, and state on the date, and blah, 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 blah. You can look at that in more detail, but I may do another video on metadata details, but right now I don't want to go too far into it. So we'll close that. And then at the same time, I'm going to rename all the photos by year, month, day, hour, minutes, seconds, and then the frame number, and then the ID. I'll never have two file names be the same, not with this format. And then I'll have it unmount and everything else. So I don't know if I have pictures on here. Did I take some? I think I took one or two. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause it real quick. I'm going to shoot some photos on here, and then we'll come back. All right, so then I popped the card back in after I took just a few shots of my microphone here. And it's all gonna be the same. It should be the same. Yep, so I'll close that. Basically, I'm not gonna do anything else here. I'm gonna hit ingest, and then Photo Mechanic brings them right in. Okay, I'm gonna delete these because I was messing around with it and doing something else here. So let's delete all that. So basically, right now it already ingested all the photos that I just took with my microphone. And you can tell because it's green down here, and then I also have it automatically eject my memory card. So I can, when that's green, I know that I can pop the memory card back out. It's ready to go again. So I'm just gonna put it in here face up, and that's telling me it's ready to be used in the camera again. I can format it and continue on. Again, I don't format anything on the computer. I format it in camera. All right. So this is all out in the field. This is the day we're shooting, right? Photo Mechanic is really, 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 really good for this type of work where I need to quickly go through these and not wait for Lightroom to load its preview and all that. So if I double click, you can see the sharpness already in here, and I can zoom in. You can see how fast that came up. It's almost instantaneous. And I can zoom through these. You can see I'm just hitting the button real fast. And it's instantaneous. You can see where I purposely moved the camera around and blurred it and moved the images around so that way you can tell that I'm switching between photos. But this is one of the main reasons I use Photo Mechanic, is because it's so fast here. While we're shooting, depending on how busy I am out there, if I'm busy, I'm not gonna do anything else. I am just gonna close my preview window. I'll leave this here, walk away, go shoot some more. But if I have time, what I'll do is go through and pick out the usable photos. So let's pretend I'm sitting down. I'm gonna pick out the usable photos. Double click. I like this. It's sharp. Composition looks okay. That looks blurry to me. So I'm not gonna do it. So what I just did here is I hit the number 5. 5 just gives it a green label. The reason I want to do that is because it stands out. You see how it's green now? I can quickly look at all the green labels and know that those are my usable photos. So back in here, let's go through these real quick. I'm gonna label the ones I wanna use, and then I'll show you what I do next. So here, I'm not gonna use that. That one looks pretty sharp. And nope, 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 yep, nope, 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 nope. You know what? There's some sharpness in that. Let's just see what comes out. Hit 5, nope, nope. That one's pretty good. Okay, so you saw how quick I picked out the ones that are somewhat usable. Not that I'm gonna use them, but they're usable. So I'm going to close it out, and you can see they're labeled by green. So what I'm going to do is down here, you got all the different colors, the different label colors. If I click on the green, it's going to hide the green. When you see the green down here, that means that the green is visible. So if I hide it, that's all the ones I need to delete. So Command A or Control A for you Windows users, and then Command Delete or Delete for you Windows users. It says, hey, are you sure you want to delete them? Yeah, I personally delete them. I don't care about blurry photos. I don't want them. I don't even want to look at them anymore. So then I unhide the green, and there's my usable ones. So what I would do then was I would put these in whatever folder they're going to go in. So let's say it's this event, and it's for, well, you know what? I don't want to use that event. Let me just create a new folder real quick. Let's call it 2016-0101 test event. So let's go ahead and Command A those, drag them right over there. So there, I picked out the usable photos. Not that I'm going to use them all, but I'm going to ingest those into Lightroom later tonight in the hotel room or at, when I get home from the event. All right, so let's say we're out there shooting still. You know, you got batteries. You got to deal with batteries, right? This is a common sense thing. I probably don't need to explain anything, at least, but it's a thing. Let me get my bag here. Let me get my batteries out real quick. So I have a total of 3 batteries. Actually, I have 4 batteries for this camera, but one I don't rely on. It's charged up, but I had some known problems with it in the past, so I just keep it in the bag as a just in case. So I have Davis 2. As you can see, I label everything. And then I got Davis 3 and Davis 1. It's a Nikon battery, and then when I bought the camera, they talked me into getting this ProMaster battery. Don't do it. I'm not a fan of aftermarket batteries. They don't last as long from my experience. So I keep one in my pocket at all times, especially if it's cold outside. Like if you're doing winter shots for birds or something, keep it in your pocket. It keeps it warm, keeps it charged up, or keeps it from dying or discharging. Keep one in my pocket and keep one on the table. That's for Tyler or your, you know, just a backup. And make sure they're charged. When you switch out your battery, as soon as you can, get it over there, put it on the charger, and then put the charged one in your pocket so you always have it with you. So keep that in your pocket. That'll help. What else? I don't carry rags with me. I know a lot of people do. They'll carry, especially at these dock diving events, they'll carry like a chamois or something. I don't. If I get water on the lens, I don't use a filter. I probably should, but I don't. I don't. I just don't. So if I get water on the lens, I'll just go to my table real quick. If I miss a shot because of that, I miss a shot. Either I'm going to miss a shot because of that, because I'm wiping it off, trying to clean it, or I'm going to get it, you know, try to clean it, and then the dog's jumping. It's going to be a crappy photo anyway. So just go to my table, and I'll properly clean the lens. Settings. All right. So while we were at this event, we also had a flash setup for like award photos. Okay, we had a flash, an umbrella, we had a little backdrop type of thing, little stand for the people to stand on or sit on, and the dogs, some flowers and stuff. So we're hustling out there. Okay, we got, let's say I'm shooting this, and then I got to go take a award photo. Okay, I shoot this, and then I run over there, turn on the flash, turn on the transceiver and the transmitter and the camera, and then I got to change the settings because right now I'm set for no flash. I got everything, the white balance, everything's set for no flash, freezing action, just totally different settings from when I'm shooting flash. So what we did ahead of time is in the morning, we set up the flash. I stood over there, and Tyler took a test shot with the flash and everything. He got the settings just right, however you wanted it, white balance, everything. And then we went into the settings here, and you can save on this camera body. You got what's called U1 and U2. I think that's user 1 and user 2. It's 2 different settings you can save. U1 we set for the main action out there with no flash. U2 we set for flash. So anyway, if he had to run over there real quick, he just had to turn the flashes on and put the little transmitter on here, boom, or the radio trigger, turn that on, and then switch this to U2, boom, it's ready to go. You shoot your shots, pow, 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 right? Oh, and then we're done, turn it off, go back out there, U1, done. It's way better than trying to remember what settings you gotta set. That helped us out a lot. What else during shooting? People asking you questions. If you have a booth, you're pretty busy shooting. You're trying to concentrate on shooting. I've gotten caught talking to people so many times, and I end up missing shots, like good shots, because I'm trying to be respectful and talk to somebody, and I completely forget to shoot. So I tell them, hey, listen, all the information you can find over there on the table. I'd be happy to talk to you afterwards or whatever. And then maybe give them a card. I keep extra cards in here as well as in a pocket or something. What else during shooting? Music. All right. I didn't do it for this event, but most of the events I listen to music. I just put on Spotify, put my headphones in. It's not rude, I don't think, because I don't have big old headphones on trying to ignore everybody. I can still hear people around me. I can hear the PA systems or whatever's going on. I can still hear. People can still come talk to me. All I got to do is move it out of my ear and talk to them. But that's a nice way to kind of keep you in the mood. Well, that's pretty much shooting. I tend to not even try to pick out images while I'm out shooting, just because there's too much going on, especially at that big event. There's always people asking questions and there's too much going on. So I usually just ingest and then I'll pick out the pictures afterwards. So video number 4 is going to be post-processing, basically sitting in the hotel room or here at home afterwards, going through and editing and getting them out to the customers.